Hello and welcome. I'm Rossy Sanchez, and this is Mindful Evenings. Mindful Evenings is, in the words of one of my followers, not just another meditation thing. It's a bit of science, emotional intelligence, and a bit of story peppered with my unique sense of humor. Every month, we'll take a light but deep dive into common behaviors and relationship issues and use the power of focus to tap into who we truly are so we can start understanding, appreciating, and loving ourselves and those around us more and creating the life we came here to live. Tonight's topic is, can you hear it? Listening for the answers within. The sequence will be as follows. I'll share a true story and then take you through a couple of guided mindfulness practices. To start, I want to invite you to get comfortable and relax. We're going to breathe. If you're seated, place your feet on the floor, roll your shoulders back, let out your belly, place your hands on your lap, open to the sky, and close your eyes. And let's take 3 deep and satisfying breaths. Breathe in for a count of 4, breathe out for a count of 8. One more time. And again. Now let me ask you, do you ever stop long enough to listen to your feelings? My son and I were on Route 66 on our way to the Mojave Desert, and we stopped to explore the crater of an extinct volcano. The car gauge read 128 degrees Fahrenheit. When we got out, our skin began to sizzle, and the sole of my hiking shoes peeled away like a banana. Every hot, dry breath introduced us to the smoky aroma of ancient ash. And as we stood there, gazing over the cone tip of this once active volcano, suddenly we heard it. We stopped dead on our tracks, looked at each other, and heard it again. We then closed our eyes and waited for the sound we'd never heard before to penetrate us. It was the sound of complete and utter silence. So sharp, I felt it cut right through me, airing out parts of me that had long been shut tight. It was like a cleansing. I fell in love with it immediately. And after that, I couldn't wait to return to the desert for a replay. About a month ago, I took off on a solo road trip to New Mexico in search of that sound, and I found different variations of it. This time, it was less sharp, softer, more like a caress, but just as powerful. Believe me when I tell you, I did not want to get back to civilization. But after I did, I went on a 1 day silent retreat as part of a mindfulness class I was taking. Except for walking my dog and my mom in the morning, I spent most of that day in my bedroom going through the different mindfulness exercises prescribed by our instructor, the only person allowed to speak all day. We did mindful sitting, mindful movements, mindful eating, and mindful walking. Before I knew it, the day was over. And during the last 30 minutes, we were asked to share our experience. I didn't really feel like talking, so I didn't. The instructor mentioned that given all the meditative work we had done, we were now very open and exposed and perhaps more sensitive. And therefore, the following week could reveal things to us, to be on the lookout for that and to be gentle with ourselves. I was curious about what that would mean for me since I have been meditating daily for several years now, and I'm much more self aware, open, and accepting of others than ever. Well, I soon found out what that meant. Gradually, during the following days, I became more and more emotional until I started questioning whether I was depressed. The feelings of sadness were uncontrollable. At the center of my grief were deeply rooted emotions of shame, guilt, regret, and resentment towards myself regarding some of the past choices I had made as a parent. This was nothing new. I had been working with these emotions for a while now and thought I'd made some progress. But it wasn't until I dove deep into the silence that day that I made true contact with those emotions and allowed them to bubble up to the top where they literally overwhelmed me. Shame, guilt, and regret are highly sticky emotions because they're extremely personal. There's nobody else to blame but yourself. And whereas in the past I had felt this great pain, it seemed as if the emotions trickled out of me a bit at a time, like a thin stream. This time, it wasn't a trickle, it wasn't a stream, it was an ocean. And I literally saw myself as part of this immense body of water. My tears? I don't know. It was painful and comforting at the same time. At one point, toward the end of the week, I felt the impulse to record my messages of pain and send them to my son, which I did. And although I was concerned that if he heard it during office hours, it could affect his work, I felt mostly relief. I felt peace. I felt that everything was going to be okay regardless of his response. As it turned out, his response was very warm and accepting. And I was back to my normal self very quickly after that. I realized then that when the instructor mentioned being open, he didn't mean from the outside in, accepting others, circumstances, and events, but from the inside out, getting in touch with deeply rooted emotions that needed to be released in order for my son and I to move on, in order for me to heal. That was an extremely powerful experience for me, and I can't recommend it enough. We all shy away from pain. I mean, who wants it? But if it's inside of us already, It needs to come out in order for us to heal. This silent practice allowed me to dislodge all this pain in a very short amount of time. I mean, how many years had it been with me? And in less than a week, it was pretty much gone. What I regret having done or not done as a parent, it's in the past. And since there's nothing I can do about it now, I shouldn't have to continue to suffer for it. Every single one of us has all the answers we need to relieve our pain and overcome our challenges right inside of us. But we don't get to them by doing, we get to them by being, by sitting in silence, by listening to ourselves, and by paying attention to the signs, which don't always come during meditation. Meditation to me is like a door that you leave open for guests and then wait to see who shows up, what they bring, and what they have to say. And when they do arrive, without interrupting them, you listen. These guests may have new guests with them, people you've never met, opportunities you never imagined, paths you never thought of taking. These will be shown to you. And if you're paying attention, if you're listening, you will know exactly what to do. And that's when you take action. I encourage you to take time for yourself and sit in silence on a regular basis. If you think you're too busy to do that, you're probably right. But that doesn't mean that all these things you're running around doing are what you should be doing. Maybe if you took some time to listen to yourself and work through difficult emotions, you may find your path suddenly becomes a lot clearer. And then you will know what action to take. Like taking a trip on Route 66. Tonight, I'm going to take you on a slightly different kind of trip as I guide you through a couple of mindfulness practices you can do on a regular basis to get more and more in touch with yourself. First, you'll do a body scan and then a short visualization exercise. Before we start, I'd like you to bring to mind a challenge that you've been grappling with for a while that you'd like to resolve. Given our limited time here, I'm going to ask you to please choose something small, nothing too emotionally charged. Just think about it and let it go. The body scan I'm going to guide you through is a mindfulness practice that allows you to naturally experience your body as you enhance your ability to pay attention, to move attention, to place it where you want to place it, when you want to place it. The only goal for this exercise is to focus your attention on your body without expectations, without judgments, without recrimination. Our bodies are active and our minds restless all day, but now there's nowhere to go. nothing to do but just be. Self care is first and foremost. Make sure your environment is appropriate for your practice, that you will not be disturbed, and that you have everything you need to feel comfortable and safe. If you need a blanket or fresh air, please tend to that now. Sometimes we're so caught up in our daily lives that we fail to acknowledge our bodies, which are constantly giving us signals. Sometimes those signals are just meant to make us stop and realize that there's discomfort and that we need to pay attention to what's causing it, or that perhaps we should be doing something we enjoy instead. Our bodies are masterful, they're wise, they operate by themselves practically, with very little involvement on our part. We just need to feed them, water them, walk them, and listen to them regularly. Our bodies have a lot to say if we just pay attention. Start by finding the most supportive position for you. You can do this practice seated or lying down, which I highly recommend. If you choose to lie down, you may want to do it on the floor with a yoga mat, carpeting, or some other cushioning underneath you, and with your arms by your side facing, with your hands facing up. You can place a pillow behind your head or behind your knees to support your lower back. If you feel you may fall asleep, you can bend your knees or with your elbows on the floor, raise your forearms to the sky so the body remains in an alert yet relaxed state. If you do fall asleep, don't beat yourself up for it. Meditation brainwaves are quickly followed by sleep brainwaves. So it's just a natural progression, which is why it happens so often. Do you need some time to arrange yourself and your surroundings? Do you have everything you need? Now that you've settled into the position of your choice, start by noticing what your body feels like as a whole, as an entity, its shape, its volume, the space it occupies, the contact with the floor, the chair, your clothes. Does your body feel heavy? Does it feel light? Does it feel cold or hot or somewhere in between? Notice any sensations you may be feeling right now. There's no need to analyze anything, just become aware of it. You are simply observing your body. Know that whatever thoughts, emotions, or sensations come up for you are part of your experience. You may want to embrace them with a sense of curiosity, playful curiosity, even, that may lead to greater self discovery. If you're seated, start by relaxing your shoulders, placing your hands on your lap, palms facing to the sky. And whether seated or lying down, let your belly come out to play. Close your eyes and inhale deeply through your nose for a count of 6. Feel your belly rise and hold it for a count of 4. Inhale again for a count of 2. Hold. Exhale slowly and softly through your mouth for a count of 10. And feel your belly emptying out into your rib cage. Do this again. Inhale deeply for a count of 6. Hold it for a count of 4. Inhale again for 2. Hold. Exhale through your mouth for a count of 10. One more time. Start to breathe normally again and notice what happens to your body when you breathe. Observe your belly and your chest as they rise and fall in rhythmic unison. Do you notice any changes to your lower back or any sensations in any part of your body with each breath? If it's difficult to sense your breathing, you may want to place a hand on your belly. If focusing on your breath doesn't feel quite right for you, you can focus your attention on other sensory inputs like listening for sounds or seeing images with your eyes closed, whatever feels more natural to you. Choose one and make that your safe harbor so that if at any time you feel significant discomfort in any part of your body and want to stop following along with the body scan, you can settle your attention on your safe harbor and then rejoin the guided meditation. Shift your attention from the breath or your safe harbor of choice to land on your left foot, the whole of it. Notice any feelings, sensations, any tingling, vibrations, temperature changes on the whole foot. Notice where it makes contact with a sock, a shoe, or the floor. Just observe it and ask yourself, what's here for me? Focus your attention on the ankle. Any feelings or sensations there? Shift your attention to the heel. Anything going on there? No judgment, just curiosity. Focus on the sole of your foot and sense what's going on there. Now shift your focus to the instep. And ask yourself, how do these parts of your foot feel one from the other? How do they feel compared to when you focused on the whole foot all at once? Now give your full attention to your big toe. How does it feel when you place a spotlight on it? And what happens when you spread that spotlight across all other toes, one at a time, slowly, making sure they all get the proper attention they deserve? Our feet are an intricate web of bones, nerves, and muscles, and they work hard to help us move. It's good practice to focus our attention on them every now and then as a way to thank them for what they do for us. Say goodbye to your left foot temporarily and move your attention to your lower leg from the ankle to the knee. Notice how the space it takes up is different from that of your foot. Notice any feelings or sensations. Now step inside your leg. Explore the space between your muscles and bones. Does that reveal anything? Are you experiencing any tightness or tingling? Just notice. Now move your awareness up to your thigh, the area from your knee to your hips. Feel the muscles, the space they inhabit, and how different this area of your body feels compared to the lower leg or the foot. Notice any feelings or sensations there. Now expand your focus to cover your whole left leg from your toes all the way up to your hips. If at any time you feel pain or discomfort in any one area, you may wish to make slight mindful movements, adjustments to relieve the discomfort. If the discomfort is subtle, you may want to focus your attention on that area and see what you can learn from it. Use this practice as a journey of self exploration. Perhaps you'll observe that the discomfort disappears, much like a toddler who just wants a bit of attention and once he gets it, goes away to play by himself. If, on the other hand, the discomfort becomes too overwhelming, shift your focus to a part of your body where you feel no sensation. or shift your attention to your safe harbor, whether that's your breath, listening for sounds, or seeing with your mind's eye. And keep your attention there until you feel ready to continue with the guided practice. There's no need to power through this exercise. What's most important here is your well being. Now take your awareness and have it travel across your hips from your left leg all the way down to your right foot, the whole foot. Notice any feelings, sensations, any tingling, vibrations, temperature changes on the whole foot as you shed a spotlight on it. Focus your attention on the ankle. Any feelings or sensations there? What about the heel? It's okay if you don't feel anything. You're just observing without expectations. You're just taking a tour through your foot. Now place your attention on the sole of your foot. Anything going on there? And what about the instep? Does it have any stories to tell? How do these different areas of your foot differ one from the other? How do they feel compared to when you focused on the whole foot? Just notice. It's probably something you've never thought about before. Now give your full attention to your big toe. How does it feel when you make it the center of attention? And what happens when you spread that attention across all other toes, one at a time, slowly, making sure they all get the proper focus they deserve? Shift your attention now upward to your leg from the ankle to the knee. And notice how the space it takes up is different from that of your foot. Notice any feelings or sensations. Step inside your leg. Explore the muscles and the bones. What do you notice? Is there any pressure, tightness, or temperature changes in this area? Now shift your attention upwards to your thigh, the area from the knee to your hips. Feel the muscles, feel the bones. How does this area of your body feel compared to the lower leg or the foot? Notice any and all sensations, or perhaps there are none. Extend your focus to cover your whole right leg from your toes to your hips. What does that feel like? Now switch your focused attention to your hips, this hard-working area that is responsible for connecting your upper and lower body and allowing you to achieve different postures and move in different directions. Notice any feelings, sensations, or temperature changes here. Coat your hips in loving attention. If at any time thoughts arise, don't try to push them away. They are part of your experience. Don't get down on yourself for it either. On the contrary, the fact that you notice the thoughts as thoughts is testimony that you are becoming aware. That is exactly the practice. Acknowledge the thoughts and let them stay if they want to stay, or leave if they choose to move on. Your environment outside of you and inside of you does not go away in meditation. The practice of meditation is to allow that environment to be while you continue to focus your attention. Move your attention now from your hips to your upper torso, the area of your ribs and chest, low, mid, and upper back. Observe any emotions, feelings, sensations, or temperature changes in this area. This is the home of your lungs and heart, the organs that keep you alive at every moment by the mere act of breathing. Spread some kind of tension over this area. If you'd like, you can choose to focus your attention on your lungs or listen for your heartbeat. It's okay if you don't hear anything. You're just observing with curiosity. Place your attention now on your shoulders, the area that bears so much of the weight we carry both physically and mentally. Do you notice any tension in your shoulders? Breathe into them and shower them with kind attention. Shift your focus now to your left arm, from the shoulder to your elbow. Notice any tingling or vibrations there. Travel down to your forearm, from your elbow to your wrist. Notice how different it is compared to your upper arm. What's there to notice there? Inhabit your forearm. What does that feel like? Move your attention down to shed the spotlight on your left hand. The part of our body that allows us to grab and hold things, move things, break things, put things together. Do you feel any tingling or vibrations, any feelings, any tightness? Just inquire without judgment. Now, begin to feel your arm as a whole. What happens when you shed light on the whole arm? Does it feel heavy? Does it feel light? Move your attention now across the top of your left arm, across your chest to your right arm, and drape your attention across your whole right arm. What does that feel like? Focus your attention now on your upper arm, from your shoulder to your elbow. Notice any tightness, any tingling, vibrations there. Travel down to encounter your forearm, from your elbow to your wrist. Express some curiosity about what's happening there. Explore going inside your forearm. What does that feel like? Move your attention down to shed the spotlight on your right hand. Do you feel any tingling or vibrations? Any feelings in your hand? Observe without judgment. Now place your attention on your arm as a whole, this wonderful mechanism that allows us to pull ourselves up to embrace another human being, to embrace ourselves. Observe it with kind attention. And shift your focus now to your neck. What may you be experiencing there? Is there any pressure, any tension, any tightness? Move your awareness now to include your head, your face, the fullness of it all. Take a tour through the inside of your face and scan it for sensations. Your throat, your nasal passages, the inside of your eyes. Now move your attention to the outside of your face. How does your skin feel? What sensations do you notice on your forehead? What do you feel when you focus on your cheeks? Is there a change in temperature? What about your eyes? What do you notice there? Now feel your ears. Focus on your mouth and lips. Is there tightness around your jaw? Is there tingling or another sensation? Just notice. Is there no sensation at all? That's perfectly fine too. Now expand your focus to include your whole body, from your head to your toes. How does it feel this time to experience your body as a single entity? Do you notice any changes in emotions, perhaps, feelings or sensations from when you first started this practice? There's no wrong or right answer. Whatever the answer is, it just is. Your experience is as unique as you are. Now that you've taken a trip around your body, I'd like you to take yourself to your favorite place in the whole wide world. This could be the beach, the mountains, the forest, a favorite room, your backyard, any place that brings you peace and joy. As you stand in this place, I want you to imagine that there is someone standing right behind you. This person is just like you. In fact, it is you, your doppelganger, your twin. This other you is clothed in your favorite color from top to bottom and is glowing. This colorful glow is so powerful that it flows right through you, making you feel safe, warm, appreciated, respected, and adored. Just stand there and feel how that feels. Witness how every cell in your body lights up as it is infused with this loving glow. Now see yourself emanating that love out into the world. Start with your loved ones, your neighbors, your coworkers. Extend that glow to people you don't even like and notice how that feels. Extend it to those you may see often but don't really know. Now expand your glow to cover your city, your state, your country, the planet. For the next minute, let your loving glow cover the whole of the earth. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Awaken your body slowly and mindfully, easing back into activity. You may want to do some gentle stretches of your legs and arms. If you were lying down, get up gradually, noticing the different movements required to lift yourself back up onto a chair. If you fell asleep, no worries. We'll catch up next month. Any feedback? I know we're a little after the hour. Any feedback? How do you feel now? What do you feel now? Um, did you notice any significant differences when you first started to when you ended the body scan?
Uh,
Alfredo, you have some redundancy. There you go. Okay.
okay, I think we fixed it. Yeah, we got it. I opened my mic and then I heard a lot of background noise here. But oh wow, it was definitely a different. Took me at least to another level. I mean, from previous uh, mindful sessions. Oh, I was pretty much uh, stressed and a lot of things in my mind, not just work. I mean, different scenarios here that we're going through. mm, You know, the family and a lot of things going on, and that all that just I just blocked that. I mean, but towards the end of the session, I felt like new. I mean, just like I get your name, just like Melissa said. I mean, your voice does it. I mean, going through the whole session is just wonderful,
I'm so
really.
glad. I'm so glad. Did you notice any emotions emerge as you were doing the scan? Was anything noticeable within your body?
Um, well, yes. As the session progressed, I felt calm. I felt relaxed. I felt, nothing was in the way. I mean, not even the surrounding noise. It was just here and there. Nothing that interfered or was bothered. Um, yes, uh, kind of went inside my like my body, and then at some point I felt very light, and it made me trouble. I mean, this favorite place of mine, and just around the globe. I mean, I was there. I mean, I went there and back. It was just great, great feeling.
So glad to hear. So glad to hear. Anyone else want to share anything? If you didn't fall asleep? Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Thank you so much for sharing, Alfredo. Um, yeah, there's going to be more of that, this kind of meditation. And like I said, I'll record it without external sounds, so you can continue to you can either download or just continue to access it on YouTube. I want to thank you all for being here tonight. It's been an immense pleasure to share my story and guide you through these mindfulness practices. I hope you've gained some insights about yourself and your amazing body and how to listen to both more often. Please join me again next month for more stories and more mindfulness. For now, I'm Rossy Sanchez, and this is Mindful Evenings. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you, Rosie.